My name is Elliot Pfanstiehl. I'm the CEO at the Music Center at Strathmore, and I've asked MLW to help us with the project. I want to know how to attract more teens to my events and how to construct events that teens might like that are different than our standard fare at Strathmore. Our website is www.strathmore.org, so you can go see what we do now and how it looks. I need creative ideas that utilize social networking, that appeal to highly diverse audiences, and some way of going to even where the kids are off-site instead of always expecting them to come here. So let me know what your ideas are, and if they're good enough, we'll put them into practice. A little background on Strathmore. We've been here for about 30 years. We started off in a mansion on this property right across from Georgetown Prep on Rockville Pike. 7 years ago, we opened a 2,000-seat concert hall, which you'll see on the website, and an education center. In residence here, Strathmore does about 50 shows a year. The Baltimore Symphony does about 30. The National Philharmonic Orchestra and Chorus, a local group, does about 17. Washington Performing Arts Society brings in 6 or 7 a year of pretty famous international people. And of course, people rent the place. Everybody from Live Nation to the 930 Club to Blues Alley, and they put major acts in here, which are generally sold through their websites or their fan websites. We also have 2 education partners, the Levine School of Music and the City Dance program, which are based here. And we have the Montgomery County Youth Orchestras, which is about 350 of the most talented musicians. They live here, they perform here, they practice here. So we have a long history of existence. We are actually sitting on county-owned property, but we're the operator. We have to raise about an $8 million operating budget every year. About $3 million of that is from contributed income. Ticket costs rarely cover the cost of a show, so generally sponsorships or other means of revenue are required. We have the freedom to pretty much do things any way we want to. We're not like the Kennedy Center, we can turn on a dime. But our hall, our acoustic hall, is absolutely one of the most beautiful in the country, and I would argue it's one of the best acoustic halls in the nation. So things that aren't necessarily amplified, especially in the classical world, sound great here. But we do an awful lot of amplified road shows as well. We can do almost anything on the stage that we have, except for full-dress opera or full-dress theater that requires sets flying around. So what do we want teen involvement for, other than the education programs that already exist here? Well, first of all, the teens are the future. I mean, if we don't attract you now, when are we going to get you? And there's good statistics to show that unless you ever played an instrument, or unless you have actually crossed our threshold into the hall, you're probably never going to come here. So we have to go get you out there. We have 2nd and 5th grader concerts where we have 20,000. Every Montgomery County 2nd and 5th grader comes here at those ages. But of course, by the time you're a teenager, you might have forgotten that. So what we'd like to do is build some systemic way of involving and talking to. And I think it's going to be a more hands-on approach to letting you help program us for things that you would want to come to. One caution: if you go big and you say, I'll take anything famous that is in an arena right now, those are 20,000 seats and up. And those acts cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We can't do that. So the kind of shows we can do is about 2,000 seats. We're bigger than anything in the county. But we are a different kind of beast than the Verizon Center or Wolf Trap or the Nissan Pavilion. We're looking for ways to involve youth. I mean, I would love to figure out what would it take, what kind of shows would you want to take a date to or a group to on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. Our prices are no worse than going to a full dinner and movie, frankly. We have a cafe here, by the way, and while there is alcohol and intermission bars served, we don't have an age limit on attendance in the hall, just on ordering liquor. So here's my questions. Where are the teenagers going now for entertainment activities, and how often? And how much do they pay to do that? I will argue that Coldplay at Verizon cost people $75 to $150 a ticket, and for that you could come here a lot, many times. What are the obstacles of Strathmore? What seems to be the either fear of or lack of knowledge of or thing that turns teens off about currently how we do what we do? Now, it's true that a lot of people haven't been here yet, but we've now done about 250,000 people a year coming through here, so the name Strathmore has meaning. And of course, we're on a metro station, we have a parking garage next door, you don't pay to park here, so getting here is virtually free, and your ticket is the only thing you pay. There's no handling charges, which should be good for budget-prone teenagers. Who makes the entertainment decisions? The boy, the girl, sort of a social director group? Who makes the decision as to tonight I'm going to go see? What price range would work? And I'm talking all-inclusive, so that when you come here for one evening, I want it to be at least as equivalent to what you would do anywhere else in Montgomery County. How do pre-drivers get places? Is it always mom and dad? Would they take Metro? Is there some other form of transportation we can help arrange with that gives a little more pride and self-sufficiency to the driver? What merchandise would you want to buy? Usually at most large concerts, there's what we call the merch table, which is everything from hats to t-shirts to CDs, a lot of CDs. So that's pretty much always available. Is there anything else that one would want? What kind of food would you like to eat? We have a complete cafe here, a complete commercial kitchen. We can cook just about anything. But what would a good date night dinner be for a teenager? Because I'm pretty sure it's not the same thing as it is for 60-year-olds. And what local groups, not national acts, but are there any local groups or events would you like to see here? We adopted the Latin dance contest, which is an MCPS after-school program, but they come to Strathmore to compete. It's a lot like a championship football game, with all the high schools seated in sections in the house cheering for their particular high school team, who does 6 different dances, and then they award a trophy at the end of the evening. We'd love to do one for any other thing. I'd like to do a step dance one of similar nature, where schools compete against each other with step dance, or with any form of dance for that matter. We're very interested in attracting culturally diverse audiences. Montgomery County has them. The school system is now more than 50% minority, which I think is the way to look at life, frankly. And I'm hoping that this will become their place and not just somebody's idea of a stuffy old classical place, which it really isn't once you've been here. And finally, how can we engage social networking tools? We're already on Twitter, we're already on Facebook, we've got web pages, we're even rebuilding our website at the moment. But how do we talk to you? How do we talk to you and your friends without being either overbearing or too frequent, but to let you know when there's cool stuff coming up here? So you have basically a $100 million multidisciplinary arts center sitting right here. You can come here and learn anything about dance, about music. You can come here and see any kind of music and performing arts and comedians and lectures, just about anything. And it's right here. Now, how do we tell you about that and get you to come? Thank you. I look forward to hearing the results. Bye. Are we off? Did you push the red button?
It's not.